Having a cause to fight for makes it very easy to have a purpose, to have a drive, to have you getting up in the morning knowing exactly what you're fighting for. When you can wake up every day knowing that you're about to do something that day that's going to make a positive impact on the world, woo, baby. Let me tell you, you're going to wake up with more energy, more enthusiasm than you ever have before. Welcome to Grit, Grace, and Inspiration. I'm your host, Kevin Lowe, and I'm excited to welcome you inside. This is the kind of place where your glass will never be anything other than half full, because we choose to focus on the positive side of life. Now, this doesn't mean that we shy away from the real talk. No, not a chance. Matter of fact, we explore all aspects of life, from the good, the bad, and the ugly. But all of that is done with one purpose: to inspire you to never give up on life, even when it may seem like life has given up on you. Now, I get it. Life is hard, but starting today, you've got grit, grace, and inspiration. What's going on and how are you today? My name is Kevin Lowe, host of the podcast, as well as transformational life and business coach. It's a pleasure to have you joining me today for what is episode 162. Today's episode was inspired by Brian Slade, the guest inside of episode 161. Through my conversation with Brian, I kept coming back to this thought in my head. And well, that thought turned into an idea. The idea turned into today's episode. And that is the idea of fighting for a cause bigger than ourselves. Brian has spent his entire career both serving in the United States military and in his life today, fighting for a cause bigger than himself. Obviously, this was clear as he was a helicopter pilot going into combat, fighting not for himself, but fighting for his country, fighting for the freedom of the United States of America. And now today, although not fighting in combat, Brian Slade is still fighting for a cause bigger than himself. As with new chapters of life, comes new causes that we can fight for. And today, Brian is fighting for people like you. Perhaps somebody suffering from PTSD. Because Brian is the author of his book, Cleared Hot, where he uses his experience of being a helicopter pilot to be a benefit to others. He's serving others. He's fighting for a cause bigger than himself. I mean, yeah, I'm sure Brian is out doing podcasts, promoting his book because, yeah, he wants to sell some books. He wants to make some money. He wants to get his name out there. But there's a reason bigger than that. He's fighting for a cause bigger than himself. Get the theme? So what I'm getting at is that throughout today's episode, I want you to start thinking about your life. What cause are you fighting for? Or are you even fighting for a cause? If not, then I think this is the opportunity to start to think what that is. What is the deeper meaning that you're fighting for? What are you standing up for? Start figuring that out. Now, why? Why is this so important? Why am I harping on this so much? Well, that's what today's episode is all about, because I'm about to break it all down for you inside of today's episode 162. All right, so if you're into some actionable items that you can implement right away, you want some specific reasons why this is so important, well, baby, I got your back. Because today, this is all about some actionable items for you to understand why finding a cause bigger than yourself to start fighting for, to start standing up for, why it's all so important. Have you ever felt like your life is just kind of floating in space, kind of wondering, what is the point in it all? What is the purpose? Why? Why am I doing this? Why is this happening? Well, that's my first reason why you need to find a cause bigger than yourself to start fighting for, because it's going to bring you purpose and meaning to your life. Having a cause to fight for makes it very easy to have a purpose, to have a drive, to have you getting up in the morning knowing exactly what you're fighting for. When you can wake up every day knowing that you're about to do something that day that's going to make a positive impact on the world, woo, baby, let me tell you, you're going to wake up with more energy, more enthusiasm than you ever have before. Now, my second reason is that sometimes we need to feel empowered. It's easy to get feeling beaten down, feeling weak, because nothing goes right. And we have the world telling us that we're not worthy. We have all the haters. We have all the people telling us that we can't do it, that the odds are stacked against us. And so we feel like giving up. Well, when you start fighting for a cause, well, that's going to give you a major boost of self-empowerment. Being on the side that is fighting for a cause, well, baby, that's going to empower you. That's going to show you that your voice matters, that your actions make a difference. And you want to talk about helping you to feel like you finally have control, like you finally have a purpose, tying back to what I said earlier about helping you have that purpose. Well, by having that purpose, it's going to give you this total boost to your self-empowerment. And that is going to find its way of rippling through life, causing this amazing ripple effect, helping to benefit all aspects of life. Now, my third point is that by finding this cause bigger than yourself, which everybody has their own cause, and there's thousands of different causes that it can be, but it's bigger than you. It's going to affect maybe your community, maybe your region of the world. Maybe it's going to affect the entire world. I don't know. Think about you helping to fight against, pollution, or people encouraging them to recycle, or at least not be so crazy as to throw their trash on the beach. That's helping out the environment, kind of helping out the entire world. But maybe it's your neighborhood. Maybe you're fighting for a cause that you want it to be a safe place for your family, for your kids. And so you rally together the neighborhood and you guys start fighting for that cause. Again, it's giving you purpose. It's giving you drive. It's making you more empowered, and it's making a change in the world. Again, these are things that we're talking about that are making a difference, whether in your neighborhood or the entire world. And so why wouldn't you want to be a part of that? Another thing that fighting for a cause does is that it builds community, or how I like to think about it is it builds a team. When you watch the Super Bowl or you watch any other big sporting event, football's just kind of my chosen sport to watch. You're watching a team work together like a well-oiled machine. They all work together. They all know their responsibility. They all know their job. And even though the running back has a different job than the quarterback, and the quarterback has a different job than the wide receiver, one doesn't work without the other. They all need each other. And if you can start fighting for a cause bigger than just yourself, well, it's going to involve other people. It's going to build community. It's going to have you part of a team. Now, what's cool about this is that I believe building relationships in life is something that is so vital. It's easy to do when we're kids, when we're in school. because every school year you're thrown into a new classroom with new kids, basically forced to make friends. Well, as you grow up and you get out of school, well, that circle of friends kind of shrinks really quick. Well, what an easy way to meet some new people, to make some new friends. Then by getting on the same side of the fence, fighting for the same cause as other people. So think about that. How cool would that be? Make some new friends, build community while making an impact at the same time because you're fighting for something that you believe in. Now, my last point number 5, is kind of the big picture one, and that's legacy. What legacy do you want to leave? What if by you fighting for a cause today, because you believe in it, because you believe in all your heart that this needs to happen, this change needs to take place? Well, not only is that impacting your life, but again, I go back to that ripple effect. It's going to have a ripple effect on generations, all because of the legacy you've left, the legacy of making an impact, of doing something. That's how we have people who make it into the history books in school. They're people who made the hard choices. They're people who stood up for something they believed in. They are people who decided to fight for a cause bigger than themselves. And by doing so, oh, baby, the legacy they have left. So here's the question. What cause are you going to start fighting for? What cause matters to you? I would encourage you at this point to really think about it. And if you're not fighting for a cause, if you don't have something that really matters in your life, well, maybe start really thinking about it and thinking to yourself, wow, what could I get involved in? And I guarantee you that it's going to have a positive impact on yourself while you're making an impact on the world. And that's what it's all about. So with that said, I want you to get out there and start fighting for a cause bigger than yourself. Because I want you, a listener of Grit, Grace, and Inspiration, to be out there making an impact on the world. I'm going to do the same. Let's all rally together, decide that today is the day that we stop playing it safe, we put down our guards, and instead we get up, we get outside, and we figure out what is it that matters to us, and what do we want to fight for? Here's an easy way to figure it out. You've been through some stuff in life. You've gotten through a lot of hard times. Well, just maybe that experience has equipped you with something that you could use to help somebody else. So stand up for that. Stand up for that cause and make a difference in other people's lives. And that right there, friend, is what it's all about. It's about making a difference in other people's lives, which is going to make a difference in your life. And ultimately, the legacy left is going to be one that's absolutely incredible. My name is Kevin Lowe. This is Grit, Grace, and Inspiration, episode 162. As always, I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you loved it. But more than anything else, I hope you found something that you took away that can be implemented in your life today. So until next time, just get out there and start fighting for a cause bigger than yourself. Hey, real quick before you go, I have one last thought to leave you with. I, of course, hope that you've enjoyed today's episode, but more importantly, I want to remind you that I never want you to listen to an episode of this podcast to hear something that I have to say or that my guest has to share and think, wow, I wish I could be like them. I wish I could overcome my own challenges and do the great things that they are doing, but I just can't. Well, friend, that's where you are wrong. You are capable. You are able. And you darn sure are deserving of having all that you can imagine in this life. There's nothing special about me or any guest I have on this podcast. We are all just normal people trying to make it in this life. And so I encourage you to take a look at yourself in the mirror and remind yourself that, you know what? I can do it too. Now, of course, if you would like help along that way, reach out to me, whether that's as a listener of this podcast, a friend, or if you'd like to work with me as a coach. My contact information is inside of every episode's show notes, just like this one. So go down, check out my contact information, and reach out to me today. With that said, I encourage you to take on the day every day with grit, grace, and inspiration.